Right, we're back. We're back again for another episode. Welcome back to the Ricky Tura podcast, episode 11. We're doing really good now. I know I say at the beginning of every episode, but there's always been something to talk about. And just before I start, it is one sunny day in the UK today. I'll tell you that. Apparently, it's meant to I'm recording this on the Wednesday. What's the date today? The 24th of June. So this is like one of the hottest days ever, I think, in a long time. It's going to be like 27 degrees. You can tell how I'm like proper English, like British. All we do is talk about the weather. But yeah, t-shirt weather this is, man. So anyway, time to get back onto topic. Today I'm going to talk about the Blackpool Magic Convention. And I wasn't really going to talk about this because if I hadn't have gone there, I probably wouldn't have. But since I have been to this convention a couple of times now, I'm going to share some of my experiences from there. So if you are a magician listening, you'll know all about this. If you are a magician and haven't been, you can take away some things from this. Or if you're just a normal casual listener, you can get to know why people like Dynamo, etc. go to this convention and why it's so popular. So let's get straight into it. So the Blackpool Magic Convention. So basically, it's just a convention where magicians around the world attend for 3 days at Blackpool. Now, I know what you're thinking, why in the world is it in Blackpool? Anywhere in the world and it's Blackpool. To be honest with you, I think that's just where it all started. I haven't really looked into it, to be honest with you. But you'd think of it like being in Las Vegas or something like that, but Blackpool is just where it is, really. I haven't really done my research into it, why it started there. I'm guessing it's just because, I don't know, are most magicians in England? I don't know. Maybe that's just a silly answer from me, but I'll have a bit more of a look into that, because that is actually a pretty good question. Why is it in Blackpool? But anyway, it's 3 days long. Like I said, I've been twice, but I'm going to talk about my recent experience, which was in February, just before this whole lockdown thing started. I managed to go at the start of the year, and it feels like it's been like over a year since I went now with this whole virus thing in action, but it was February, it wasn't that long ago. And I went with Sam, shout outs to Sam Raz, a magician friend of mine. And basically, yeah, you go there to Blackpool, and it was really rainy when I went, really rainy and windy, but that didn't stop Sam and I from going. And I've actually put a vlog up on my YouTube channel as well. I vlogged a couple of days there, so I've got some footage of Blackpool Magic Convention. But yeah, it's where all the magicians around the world hang out, network. You can become friends with other magicians as well, and also you get to meet magicians that you look up to. So there are tons and tons of magicians around the world, and I know like the main ones like that are in mainstream like TV and stuff are like Dynamo, Troy's done it. So I know like the general public kind of know like a few people, but like in the magic world there's so many more to that. And yeah, there's so many people that I had seen and met as well. Like I'd met Troy. I know I've said this in a previous podcast episode, but I met Troy there as well. Such a humble guy. Didn't talk for that long because I know we were just passing by, Sam and I. But a humble guy. And yeah, it just goes to show that like Blackpool is the place to be in February. uh, for all the magicians, and it's amazing because you can tell straight away like who's a magician and who isn't, because Blackpool isn't like, I don't think it gets that busy until like all the magicians come. So that's another thing there. Um, in at the convention, there's quite a lot of things to do as well. So what we did was we attended quite a lot of lectures there that were held by other magicians. It could have been like magic lectures showing like what the latest magic piece they were working on, or it could just be like an experience like how they can adapt some piece of magic into some like new material they're learning, or just like a lecture on how to improve magic, this and that. We attended like a ton of lectures there. There were so many, couldn't get around to everybody. But Jay Sankey was probably a really cool lecture that I'd been to, and so was Patrick Kunn. Patrick Kunn's lecture as well. For all the non-magicians out there, just the casual viewers, they are other magicians. You should definitely search them up, because they are really talented and like super skillful, and really humble as well when you get to meet them as well. Other than lectures, there's this huge hall there, and it's there every single year in the same spot. By the way, this is at Winter Gardens in Blackpool. Sorry, I don't think I mentioned that. I kind of like went straight into what happens in there, but it's at the Winter Gardens at Blackpool, and inside the Winter Gardens is this massive hall, and that's basically where the dealer's den is, and basically it is like candy for all magicians. Like you will spend thousands of pounds in there if you don't like discipline yourself. Luckily I've been okay, fingers crossed. I've bought quite a few playing cards, like 2 or 3 packs from there, that I have put up on YouTube, so if you want to check that out, that'll be on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, you can buy like the latest magic materials, pieces, things for like your stage show, your close-up show. Basically it's heaven for a magician, right? And there's so many dealers there from around the world. People come from like China, England, obviously, America, etc. So yeah, and the first time when I went, I couldn't believe how big the actual dealer's den was, because there's actually 2 floors of it. The ground floor is the main floor, but if you go upstairs, there's actually other dealers there as well, which is pretty cool. And I have bought a few things in the past as well, that I won't get into because that's like diving into like proper magician territory, that I don't know whether I should explain or get into or not, if I'm breaking any magician code stuff. I just totally made that up on the spot now. I don't even know if there is a magician code. That basically not revealing anything that shouldn't be revealed, but yeah, I've got quite a few stuff from there that I have used in previous shows and videos in the past. And yeah, you get to just the whole experience, because I remember getting there the first time, and it was so much to take in because there's so many people there and so much magic to take in. You don't know where to start, kind of. But when you've been there a couple of times, so when I went earlier this year, I knew what I was like and what was coming. And obviously there's new stands as well there that you can check out. But it's just awesome just seeing stuff live. Other magicians like showing you like a piece of magic if you'd like to purchase it or not. And that's something that you don't get in kind of like an online experience. Do you know, if you're like on Amazon or something, like buying something, but you'd rather go in store and like get somebody to like test it out for you and like show you, it kind of gives you like a better feel of whether you'd like it or not. So that's what I think of the dealer's den as well, because mainly like everything's online now, so it's kind of nice just to get like another magician showing you something, whether you'd like it or not. So Yeah, that really helps just as a performer in general, uh, as a magician, just like so you know what to perform at gigs or like on your videos and things like that as well. So yeah, that's like a really cool large dealer's den. And then another part of this is outside of the convention. Now this has nothing to do with the Blackpool Magic Convention, but it's kind of like a tradition that I've only found out recently this year when I went. So basically, there's this place called the Ruskin Hotel, and it's got a bar slash pub at the bottom, and apparently it's been extended now, and it's got a huge hall in. I hadn't been previously, so apparently that wasn't there, but it was this year. And basically, that's where all the magicians hang out after the convention. And just imagine like this really small bar being packed with like thousands of hundreds or not thousands of magicians, right? And that was probably an experience in itself because this is like imagine just like a chill out zone for a load of magicians in a pub. Like that is that was such a cool experience. And you know, if everything's good for next February, I'm definitely going again because you just get to have a chill out network session with loads of other magicians, share loads of stories, tricks, etc. And yeah, it's really cool. You get to follow each other through social media. You maybe even collaborate. So I met quite a couple of people because I was quite new to it. So I kind of like just stay in the background for some things, just to take it all in. But I know definitely next year, if it is still going on, I don't know what precautions are going to be put into place now. But yeah, I'll definitely be at the Ruskin next year as well at Blackpool. And it's so cool because you don't really expect like these big magicians to be like in the same room as everyone else. But if you really think about it, all magicians were all in the same genre, all in the same like feel, and it makes sense. But when I'd first seen it, I'd seen like at the Ruskin, I'd see like in a corner, I'd see like Troy just talking to like other magicians, and then in another corner, I'd see like Chris Ramsey just talking as well, and it's like crazy. Just sometimes you don't know. It's kind of like if you're at a hip hop party and you see like Drake in one corner and you see like Kanye West in another corner and you see like aspiring rappers just like talking and this and that, just chilling and vibing. It's kind of like that basically, but just in the magic world. So that was like really cool to take in, and went to Ruskin every single day after the convention with Sam, and had such a blast as well. So that is kind of like the Blackpool Magic Convention experience as well. You cannot go to the Ruskin without going to the Blackpool Magic Convention as well. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I know it's kind of been like a shorter episode as well, kind of like the Dynamo one, but this was something that I kind of wanted to expand on my experiences because I have made a video on this before, but I haven't really talked about what went on. I've kind of just like vlogged it in the moment and kind of like shared what I bought from there. So if you want to know, sorry, what happened, check out my Blackpool vlog. I think I've got a playlist of everything that happened in Blackpool. And then I've got a video on what happened, sorry, what I bought. Sorry, my mind's just all over the place. So I bought like a few playing cards, this and that, which were really cool. And if you've been keeping up to date on Instagram with me, I've used quite a few of them playing cards in videos already. I've used like a yellow Fontaine deck and stuff. You know what, just check out my Instagram, you'll see them all there as well. Yeah, so February was when it last happened. So February, March, April, May, June. So it's been 4 months. It's felt like a year since I last went to Blackpool. But obviously with this whole pandemic thing, I hope everything gets sorted for next February because I definitely want to go again. And yeah, I hope it becomes like a yearly thing. And for the magicians that do happen to stumble upon my podcast and listen, to this episode, if you haven't been to Blackpool Magic Convention, no matter where you are in the world, if you can make it, I would definitely do it, because I'm definitely going to keep trying to go every year now as well. And you never know who you might meet. You know, if there's someone that you might look up to, they might just be there. I know Dynamo went one year. He wasn't there this year, but apparently he was there last year. But Troy were there. That was pretty cool meeting Troy as well. And there were so many other magicians. I can like say a whole list of them if I wanted to as well. I'm really bad with names as well, so I kind of like want to say there was this really really advanced magician lecture. Is it? I forgot the name now. You know what? I'm gonna put his name, in the description for who I was talking about, because he was crazy, man. He was doing sleight of hand next level, and when I was watching it, my mind was being blown. So just imagine like a room of magicians' minds just being blown from this one person. I think he came all the way from Hong Kong or something like that. I can't remember, but I'm going to put his name in the description because he deserves credit as well. And yeah, podcast, that is, I think I'm going to wrap it up today for episode 11. So yeah, this has been the Blackpool Magic Convention episode. If you do want to find me on any other social medias, you can check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as well, LinkedIn. You know, I'm on all the platforms. Same name, at Ricky Tura, RICKY, number 2, RA. And yeah, I'll see you in episode 12. I still can't believe that we're doing this in the 11th week as well. And just before I leave, you know, 4th of July, apparently that's when things are meant to go back to normal, apparently. So we'll see if we can get like other people on the podcast as well. I kind of don't want to do like live stream stuff like in my podcast episodes, but if it does happen to come upon that, then I will do it. But I want like somebody like right next to me or like opposite me, and we're filming and we're talking. So maybe I might get some people on after that 4th of July date. Something I've been thinking of, not being finalised yet, but yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Check out all my other podcast episodes as well, and I'll see you in the next episode.